Hey YouTube, welcome back to the show. On today's episode, I want to talk about these PlayStation Spartacus rumors that are floating around, particularly on Twitter. Now we've got some Spartacus details as revealed by Jeff Grubb. So for those of you who don't know, Jeff Grubb is an industry source / insider. I think he's also the host over on GiantBomb.com. And has always been pretty reliable with the quality of information that he shares out. Now, one of the things that he's mentioned today is that Spartacus is very close to launching. Now, I'm a big fan of Game Pass, and I actually think it's a very good thing that PlayStation is getting some sort of equivalent, because anything that delivers great value to gamers, I'm definitely on board with. Now, let's dive into some of the stuff that Jeff has revealed today. So he's essentially said that there will be 3 tiers: an essential tier, an extra tier, and a premium tier, with about a $3 USD difference between each of the tiers. So that, of course, means that pricing is going to be $10 for essential, $13 for extra, and $16 for premium, and those prices are, of course, monthly. Now, he's also got a comment here that says he's unsure on whether there is going to be some sort of annual plan or not. So let's have a look at what the plans are that people will be buying into. Now, the essential, the $10 plan, is essentially PlayStation Plus as we know it today. So if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you're going to go to the $10 per month tier. I guess the big issue with that, from my point of view, is it makes PlayStation Plus more expensive. So in the US, for example, it's about $60 a year for PlayStation Plus. However, if they move to this $10 per month tier with no annual equivalent, that effectively doubles the cost. That'll be $120 a year. So I think for a lot of people, that is going to be a little bit of a problem. Now, the extra tier, so this is the $13 step up tier, so this is the one above the essential. It will include a downloadable game catalog, so no cloud streaming, just games show up in a library and allow you to download them. So it's kind of like Game Pass to a degree, but gives you access, I guess, to those older games that have been around for a while that are just part of the library, the Spartacus library, the Game Pass equivalent library. And rumor has it that could be as many as 300 games. So, that could offer some potential value there. I think I saw a statistic not that long ago that said the average PlayStation gamer buys between 10 to 11 games over the course of a console generation. So to have access to 300 games out the gate, I think would be appealing to a lot of consumers. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the premium tier. So this is the $16 per month premium tier. So you're essentially looking at around about $192 for this premium tier a year, and that's obviously USD. So I imagine Aussie dollars would put that around about the $250, maybe even as high as $299. We just have to wait and see. And in the premium tier, this is where it gets interesting for me, is it gives you full game trials for big new games like EA Play, so classic games. It gives you cloud streaming, and it also gives you new monthly games. So that's a bit of a differential between the premium and the extra. It sounds like the extra tier, it just throws in a static number of games, and they don't really come in and out of that service. It's just a bare bones kind of additional download game catalog service. Whereas the premium tier is where it's going to be at. Full game trials, which I'll talk about in a minute, as well as, I guess, classic games, which at this stage is still undefined, but I'm imagining it's the older PlayStation exclusives, things like Uncharted 4, which, they've come to market, they've done their thing, and now they move into that premium service at a later point in time. Now, cloud streaming's good. It'll be very interesting to see which cloud streaming infrastructure Sony use. Obviously, they have the relationship with Microsoft for their cloud infrastructure, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens in that space. and new games coming monthly to the service. So that's going to be very interesting to see what that exactly means, because I think it's definitely very unlikely that we will see day and date from Sony. And that means obviously the next God of War Ragnarok, won't be coming day and date into that service. I'm very intrigued about this notion of full game trials. I think they're essentially making you pay for demos of big games, which, and I get the necessity for people to do that. You know, you want to be able to try a game out, particularly if you're paying a lot of money for it. They're essentially making you pay. Well, they are making you pay for game trials, demos. And I just think that that is definitely not appealing. So there you go, guys. Look, 3 tiers of Spartacus coming in the not too distant future. Let me know how you feel about paying $10 for Essential, which is essentially PlayStation Plus, $13 for a slightly upgraded PlayStation Plus in the extra category, and $16 per month, or $192 a year for a premium service that just gives you premium game trials, some older classic games, cloud streaming, and some new monthly games, which, you know, at this stage we need to see more. I think I want more information. What do these new monthly games look like? I want to see day and date. You know, I'm going to be real. If Microsoft are doing it and they're doing it for a similar price or cheaper or slightly more expensive, I'm prepared to pay a little bit more to get the big Microsoft releases day and date. So I'd be willing to do and support that for Sony as well if the package was right. And based on what I've seen so far, the package just isn't right. But look, that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, if you've liked today's video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.